Hello, everyone. I am first going to admit that I am about 4 minutes away from the office, so you are catching me on the road here as I come back from a meeting. Um, Welcome to Booknerds. Coffee with the Nerd. I am Booknerd, and this call is to do our alpha report and give you some insights in how you can make money in the NFT and crypto markets today. Before we get started, I want to do my. Can anybody hear chat? Can I see social streams? If you are watching on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, or anywhere else, and you can chat me, can you please let me know if you can hear me? All right. Quick disclaimer. Nothing that we're going to talk about today is to be considered legal advice, financial advice, or accounting advice. I would highly recommend you consult your attorney, your CPA, or your financial planner before making any decisions about what you're going to do in your investments. And with that, let's get started. Now, before I jump into the alpha report, I want to do a little old school coffee with the nerd. The markets are interesting right now. You could call them a mess, but in a mess, there's opportunity. Thank you. Audio is all good. I appreciate that. There is definitely negative sentiment in the NFT markets. You will see it on Twitter, you'll see it in Telegram, and you'll see it in many of the Discords that are still active. Some people want to blame it on geopolitical or macroeconomic. Now, don't get me wrong, those elements do have some influence on the sentiment of a market and the direction of a market. The upcoming regulation in the US government geared towards cryptocurrencies and the empowerment of federal organizations to regulate it is kind of burdensome, kind of scary. More importantly, what we see going on with a lot of the platforms, MetaMask. Who knew that they would ever decide to limit access to their tool and therefore people's holdings in specific countries? That should scare the ever-living shit out of anyone in this space. If you have assets sitting in a hot MetaMask wallet, you are wrong. You need to fix that. If you have assets sitting in Coinbase, you are wrong. You need to fix that. If governments can force them to shut down access, you need to take control. If you don't own a ledger and you don't have your assets out of hot wallets, let me say it one more time, you are wrong. Our decentralized economy isn't as decentralized as we would like to think that it is, and that's a big fucking problem. We need to control and own our own assets. I'm just as guilty about keeping things in hot wallets. It's easier. It allows greater liquidity at less work, more access, especially if you have assets on your mobile phone so that you can do quick transactions when you need. But what we're finding is that we can't do that. We can't trip and see to be part of a decentralized economy because they're not decentralized. They can be told to turn off and on the faucet whenever they want. I realize that might not be seeking alpha and it's not part of our alpha report, but I really felt like it needed to be discussed because it's a problem. And I'm not super excited about that. And that I want to see more real decentralized access to our assets. And I also need coffee. If I've got my phone in one hand and coffee in another, how exactly am I driving? That's a good question. I am almost on my street and pulling into the office. The second thing I wanted to discuss is how to function in a crypto winter, which would now include NFTs. I have called out a couple people on Twitter, no one's fucking listening, about obsessive positivity, meaning that they think that they're going to change by telling everybody, just hold in there. I see this meme of that cat holding on to like a roll of toilet paper or whatever it was that was really popular a long, long time ago. Fuck, I'm old. And you can't just embrace positivity and expect that to make a difference. You have to be pragmatic, you have to be realistic, and you have to look at what's going on in the market. You also have to be careful. The one thing that I see people doing that often does not work to their advantage is trying to catch a falling knife, meaning they're trying to buy something what they believe is at a discount because they think that in the near future it's going to go up in value and that they're going to be able to make a profit off of doing so. My best advice, no, I don't give financial advice because that would get me in trouble. Oh shit, I don't even have my headphones. That's funny. My phone's plugged into my charger, not my headphones. All right, I'm going to camera for a minute. Well, I'll keep it on. You guys can see me walk into the office. I just need to be able to carry everything. All right. If you are buying in the market today, you have to acknowledge that you're making a long-term move. I would recommend considering it an 18-month investment because I don't think if you make a good investment that in 18 months you'll have a problem with it. Where does this come from? Well, this is based on experience from the 2017-18 hype cycle and then fall of markets. And you can see a lot of similarities in the NFT space to that market. You have oversaturation, you have lack of demand and lack of liquidity. You've got a problem with bad projects pulling money out of the market. You've got pending regulation. One second. So basically, everything and anything that happened in the ICO space is happening in the NFT space. It's almost as if there is an absolute roadmap laid out in front of you and that the world is miming it exactly. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can log on to my computer without it going crazy and going, what the F? Join the stream. Accessing your camera. There we go. Enter your name. And Booknerd _F. I'm going to do another underscore just so it's not the same for today. You are back. Give me 1 second. I'm going to allow myself in. Oh, I'm in. All right, I'm going to hang up on the phone. Boom. All right. Can you guys hear me? Am I good? Sorry about that. A little bit of traffic. I had a meeting up in Cleveland this morning. All right. Messages from the audience. Jordan, are you still here? You keep disappearing.
I'm still here. Can you see me, hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. Perfect. All right. Hooray for coffee. My experience going through 2017 and 18 taught me 1, patience. 2, even though I'm a big fan of diversification, consolidation happens in these types of environments twofold, meaning you as an investor want to consolidate your investments inside of projects that have the most legs. So projects that have a lot of funding. For all of my dismay over my relationship with certain members of certain teams, a good example would be like the Sneaky Vampire Syndicate. They just put $1 million into a community-driven marketing wallet where the community can vote on where they're going to invest it. And it's not the community part. I don't think the community knows what the fuck they're doing and that they're going to make good decisions. But the fact that there's $1 million sitting there for marketing of the project, they've delivered on their roadmap over and over and over again. Yeah, the floor price isn't where you would like it, and I've got my opinions about why that is. But you know more's coming. You know that there is Gen 3 coming. You know that there's 3D coming. You know that there's a game coming. That just the roadmap there is what shows you that it's a viable project to be in. Now, is it going to go from its 0.6 floor to 5F anytime soon? I have no idea. What I do know is many of the projects that are out there that were already struggling or don't have any funding, there's no way that they're going to hang out for the next 6 to 18 months while all of this cycles through. And it's just based on experience. Many, 95-ish plus % of the projects that are running now will go away. And that's on top of the ones that have already gone away. And they're not going to be rug pulls. They're going to be failed businesses, which happens. It happens everywhere. It happens in restaurants. It happens in marketing agencies, car dealerships. So it's not going to be any different. I've had conversations recently, and if you're here just for the Alpha Report, give me just a minute. We'll get there. This is what Coffee with the Nerd always was, and I miss it. So listen to me rant. And I want to get more people on to talk to about this if you're interested in joining. I totally lost my train of thought when I looked at my phone. I should have done that. Sorry. I saw a message from one of our partners. When you think about what it takes for a business to succeed, I know where I was going. I talk to new project creators all the time, whether they're looking for an investment, whether they want to work with our marketing team, or they just want to chat and maybe potentially look for an advisor. There is no way that I would put my valuable time into a PFP project at this point. It would need to be something amazing. Now, again, I wouldn't be involved even if it was amazing, that could transcend this market and find stability. And they would need to have one hell of a plan of attack. A good example of a good project that had one misstep and is getting hammered is Antonym. Like, those guys are fucking smart. They've got amazing art. They've got in real life. But there was one screw up during the mid-cycle of how they timed things. And the NFT market, the audience is not forgiving. If you don't sell out like almost instantaneously, if there's any opportunity for FUD, man, you get taken out. Like, everyone was expecting like a 2 to 5F floor on that project. And I think it was at 0.6 yesterday. And if it spiked overnight, I apologize. Antonym, I usually, Genesis, where are we at? We're 0.56. So we're actually a little bit down from yesterday. Like, it's worth way more than that. My point is that when you're in a market with negative sentiment, one little misstep is enough to cut your legs and cut you in half. Now, if you minted in the whitelist or even the public sale, you're still in pretty good shape. And it's not the fault of the flippers. It's the overall market. I don't know if any of that made sense. That was kind of a ramble. I was just thinking this morning about some projects that are doing it right, but still getting hammered. You've got to be super careful in this market. Don't get me wrong. I have wanted to enter the Bored Apes for a while, and I am watching them like a hawk to see how low they're going to go. And they're back up to 73.5. They were at 69 yesterday. It's something that I've always wanted to be in, and I just missed because I was in the markets, but just totally missed that. In fact, I would buy the one at 73.5, but I'd have to take money out of other investments. Now, the other thing to consider, as we've talked about before, you've got fiat currency as a layer 1, you've got cryptocurrencies as a layer 2 economic engine, and you had NFTs as a layer 3 economic engine. That means that they operate on some of their own fundamentals, but there's interoperability or interchangeability between them. What we've seen is that even when the crypto markets decline, sometimes the NFT markets can stay afloat. We've seen liquidity get pulled out of the NFT markets. I saw some data that showed that the weekly volume on OpenSea is now lower than the daily volume was just a few months ago. And that's when you see a market start to struggle. So you want to be in the projects that have longevity at this point, and there's very, very few of them. And if you've got a bunch of trash out there that's sitting at 0.01 ETH and it's not worth the gas to transfer, put them in your, hide them, and maybe check back on them in a year or two and see if something miraculously happened. I know in 2018, as the market's decline became pretty aggressive, I pulled cash, but I did it a little late. There are a few of those shit tokens that I wish I would have kept because some of them bounced back in a major way. And there was a couple I accidentally kept that I ended up getting a 5 to 10x on when they bounced back, which was pretty cool. So if they're sitting at 0.05 or 0.1 even, and you don't feel like the project has legs, maybe it's time to cycle out. Go into the projects that do if you're a true NFT degen. And legs is, I want to know the wallet that's got the money in it that's going to carry the project through. You figure it's going to pay for the staff. It's going to pay for the marketing. And I'll be honest, I'm involved in projects that don't have that. And it's a struggle every day to figure out what you're going to do when you have no money to do anything. It's just the environment we're in. So with that, let's switch over to the Alpha report. I appreciate you guys giving me a second to rant. You know what's interesting, Jordan? The way that I am logged into this call now, I am not the host, so I can't see the questions, if any are even coming up.
Okay. Yep. I'm not seeing any flow in.
Okay. Well, then that's where we're at. Can somebody that's watching, like I can't even see the participants or like how many people are watching like I normally can. And that's my fault for joining twice.
It looks like we got 14. We have, again, the majority coming in from Twitch. We've got a couple from YouTube, a couple from your Facebook, but I'd say the bulk is from Twitch.
Okay, I want to go over there just so I can see the questions then. Okay, let me pause this. All right. Yeah, if you're over on Twitch and you want to ask a question, feel free. I am now looking there, and I apologize from the way that I called in. So for my team also, what was published in the Alpha report and what I might talk about with the client might be slightly different. So I know that you're on standby to start posting these out on Twitter as I talk about them. Be ready to change them a little bit because they were fucked up. And we're going to have a conversation about that after this call. Number one, this one is multifaceted. And I'm trying to get them to make a decision to do something that's bigger than what they were planning that I think would be advantageous, especially for all the whale shark holders, because we'll all get whitelisted for this. It's Gaiman. Gaiman is a really interesting platform because it has multiple aspects. If you download the Alpha report for the week, you'll see a link in there. I have gotten special access to their GPU platform. What that means is if you have a gaming computer, and I've got Twitch up over here and I'm seeing myself talk and it's kind of, it's distracting me. So I got to pull it off. If you own a gaming computer, you can plug into their network and become a node. And then as proof of work, you can allow your computing power to be used to create income streams. So on average, we're seeing a decent gaming computer can earn $60 to $80 a month. If you've got a super high-end computer, it can earn more. The idea behind it is that like if you're a gamer and you're playing 12, 18 hours a day, that's a lot. Fuck, go get it. Go make some money some other ways. Unless you're making money playing games, then by all means do it. This will run in the back end. And when you're not using your computer, it'll take the resources. And Jordan, if you have it, can we get the bit.ly or ask Ariella for it real quick, the link that they can register? Because their platform's closed. I've gotten no special access for those on the Alpha report. If you follow the link that I have, you'll be able to sign up, get whitelisted for the platform, and be one of the earliest people to use it. Now, why would you do this? One, you earn income. Two, if you model it out, you should be able to buy a new gaming computer every year just off of this money. Three, the hours that your machine is running will also accumulate their tokens, which you can then use for in-game NFTs. Now, what does in-game NFTs mean? If you're familiar with NFT Worlds, which is a platform that is directly integrated with Minecraft, That's what gaming is also. Their back end is integrations into these games. Yeah, they won't be able to sign up if they just go to gaming, or if they do, they're going to get put on a wait list. We have a link that gives them direct access to get in that I want to get out there. Ariella, if you're on, or somebody can messenger for that, we'll put it up in a little bit. It will, it went foggy. Okay, who cares? The other side of that is that they're also going to be, they're also integrated with Grand Theft Auto. So it's not just going to be about its integration with Minecraft and the ability to mint NFTs and do in-game assets. It directly integrates into those servers and allows you to mint in-game assets through their marketplace based on the tokens that are allocated for the hours that your machine is running. That's pretty fucking huge. Why did I go? Hold on. There we go. We're back in focus. I'll stop moving around so much. You really want to check them out. They are our alpha of the week because it's very passive income. I've tried running it on some office computers and it does okay, but you don't want to work on an office computer while it's running. On a gaming computer, it knows how to throttle properly and it works really, really well. Number 2, this one is a big one for me, Monkey Kingdom. If you're following me on Twitter at all, you will see Monkey Kingdom is the first Asian NFT project to be featured at Sotheby's. And let me pull up where the bids are at. I was bidding like crazy yesterday and I could not get my bids in because everybody kept outbidding me. NFT auction, Sotheby's, there we go. So the Wukong is up to 38,000 Hong Kong dollars. What is that, roughly around like $4,000? And then the Mulan Bape is at 35,000. So these are some good numbers. Auction, the bidding started like late last night, EST. This is kind of a big deal. When projects get featured on Sotheby's, they typically see a hype cycle start in their project. Now, it sucks that they are facing this while the market is down, but what are you going to do? They also have breeding coming. They've got staking for their token. They've got Metaverse coming. You've heard me talk about them before. This is the week where things are happening. They're also running Sweep Week. If you buy a Wukong or a Bape this week and go into their Discord server, you'll get entered into a contest for a magical peach, which has superpowers inside of their ecosystem. And you'll also be awarded their peach token. Excuse me. These are great assets and great ways to build wealth. If you look at my collection and you look at the things that I talk about on Twitter, I'm not a PFP guy. In fact, if I was to buy a board ape, it's because the ape token's coming out. I know the reward mechanisms. I know their game is coming out. I'd be doing it because of the income stream that I can create from it. My SVS collection is an income stream. My Axie Infinity, of course, is income stream. My Galaxy Cats, income stream. My Monkey Kingdom, my Wukongs and my Babes, income stream. Like I don't really buy NFTs because I love like the art. I mean, I've got a couple, but I want income streams from everything that I'm doing. It's a really big deal. I want you to do the same. Number 3 is blockchain space. Now here's the problem. Love the platform. Our team fucked up and didn't put the real value propositions in there for this week. If you run a guild, I don't care if you've got 1 player in it or if you've got 10,000. Blockchain space has some pretty amazing things going on. The first one is most people don't know the name blockchain space, but they run the #1 Discord tool for Axie guilds. So they're installed in about 5,000 servers. You want to go over to the blockchain space Discord server if you own a guild because they're doing a thing called the SLP race. You can launch the SLP race in your Discord server and they will fund a tournament for your players. I mean, like basically it's free money for your people and you can use that to recruit more people for your team. Now, everybody understands that Axie Infinity is kind of getting kicked in the balls right now, and we're waiting to see how they're going to possibly cycle back through and fix the tokenomics of their platform. That's the same with most PoE games right now. They've also, which is listed in the alpha report, they have a mechanism in place for you to buy their token, stake it, and get access to weekly alpha. And I am just trying to pull up this call and look at the comments. All right, yeah, some good stuff is dropping. Awesome. 39 people watching live. Great. Next is Game Diverse. I'm always looking for alpha in initial offers. Most platforms, when they are new, are going to put out some type of value through a token, an NFT, that the earlier you adopt it, the higher value proposition you're going to have. And again, to me, it's an income stream. I know if I was to own a YGG Genesis badge, that every time they launch a new game, they airdrop those badges in-game assets. Game Diverse has their Genesis badge campaign running right now. There's only ever going to be 100 of them. And typically platforms spoil their early adopters. So if you are looking for that long-term alpha, you need to go check out Game Diverse and figure out how you could possibly get a Genesis badge. If you're an influencer, a KOL, a content creator, a potential partner, a gaming platform, like there's a lot of ways that you can add value to their community and get access to these. So if you're listening to this, go check it out and see how you can get involved. What I also wanted to do is I know in the previous weeks I've kind of just shotgun these and put them out there for discussion. I want you to understand why our alpha is a little different. I do fundamentally believe that whitelist alpha has had its time, and without a major reboot in the methodology, that it's not going to be as popular anymore. Why? Because you no longer have a 65% chance of a 3x when you get on the whitelist. So many whitelists are failing. Projects are not selling out. The risk is so high. I have got a ton of people offering me whitelist spots for projects, and I'm hesitant on many of them because I almost am risk adverse at this point. Okay, yes, maybe I can get them at a discount to market, but what's going to happen in a week? I'm consolidating around big macro projects that are very well funded, that the team has a proven track record, and I know what's coming for the project over the long term. So gaming makes you money today with your computer. It makes you money tomorrow with the hours being able to use them in NFTs. Monkey Kingdom makes you money today that if you buy one during sweep week, you're going to get rewarded. And it makes you money tomorrow because they're investing heavily in growing their brand. They've got breeding coming up, which is a dividend. They've got staking coming up, which is a dividend. Blockchain space, the SLP race. As a guild owner in the Axie business, I like being able to give my players money that doesn't come out of my own pocket. It builds a better relationship with them, and it increases their earning potential and makes their lives better. And I could not run my guild without their technology. On the front end, their tool in my Discord server manages a lot of the reporting. On the back end, I finally completed my first cycle with them and automated all of my payments in the Axie business. That makes me money in multiple ways, and it allowed me to increase the payout to my guild members. Game Diverse, the Genesis badge campaign, that's a little bit longer term, but it is alpha. Like if I don't get one of those badges through my efforts, I'm going to have to go buy one on the market, and I want that in my portfolio because it's going to pay ongoing dividends. Do you see a system here? Simwin. Whew. This project is so big, but it's also moving slow. There's opportunities in that. They are going to be announcing a discount for whitelist members and then also adding in a priority list. So whitelist is going to fill 100% for mint. Anyone that does not mint, we're then going to go into a 1 hour priority mint list. And then when that 1 hour is over, we're going to go into the general public. That priority list is going to allow you to mint at the regular price, but it's going to get you in before the general population. So if you've not hit the whitelist criteria yet, you want to go over to the Discord server, and you want to ask to be put on the priority list, and they will work to make that happen. All right. OP Games. I had a call with them this morning. They're really exploding their game night, and they've got some bigger tournaments coming. This is an opportunity for you to go play some old school games and earn money while you do it. The game night prizes are upwards of $1,000, giving you, go have some fun and make some money. They are partnering with a lot of different guilds to give their players access to other income opportunities and ways to have some fun. I apologize. Let me see what this be. Okay. And it's something worth checking out if you are into games. Next on our list is Kyoko. So they really caught me off guard this week. They actually have an NFT in their platform called Pawns, which are almost like businesses. It is very reminiscent of the Gala Founders Node, which if you've ever heard any of my Coffee with the Nerd calls, is one of those things that I wish I would have jumped on and watched religiously as it went from $7,800 up to $100,000. I don't really know what they're worth today, but let's find out. Computer Gala Founders Node price. Gala Node. I don't think that's actually them. Here we go. Yep, still over 100. Well, no, 423,000 Gala tokens, and they're at 20 cents. So that's 42. Coffee's not working today. Calculator 420,000 times 0.22 equals, yeah, it's $92,000 for one. And what's really cool about the pawns, I wish they would call them pawn nodes. So Kyoko is a lending platform for guilds and play to earn assets. These become economic engines that you can fractionalize and own parts of. It's really, really cool. There's a very limited supply of them. There'll only ever be, I believe, 1,000, and there's already been like 300 and some odd minted. You want to go over and check out Kyoko Finance. You want to get into their Discord. You want to start learning about these and seek the opportunity because they're going to be big money makers over time, both in accumulated value, but then also in distributed value, which again plays back into my investment thesis. All right, last week, our alpha of the week was the Power Rangers drop. Collect is putting out more information about the collect to earn methodology that I think is pretty ridiculous. There are opportunities. There's like a 1 in 100 chance that if you buy a pack, you're going to get one of these ultra rares that you can then put into a collection book that will pay you their tokens. Their tokens allow you then to burn cards up to higher rarities. So it's got this depreciatory. Jordan, help me out. English translation.
I think you're trying to say depreciating.
Deflationary. Thank you.
Deflationary. Okay.
It's got a deflationary economic engine in it that there will be a lot of these cards, but as you collect them and you put them into collection books, you're going to reach higher levels of access in their community. You're going to reach different groups that you can be in for the top collectors. You're going to be able to put them into the collection book and get their token, and then you're going to be able to use that token to then burn your cards for rarer cards. You can continually burn this up. And fuck, it's the Power Rangers brand. This is going to be super hot right out of the gate. Excuse me. So for those of you that are into this is really P2E, but it's collect to E. See, K to E, collect to earn. I don't know if they're using the K or the C. Those staking rewards are going to be viable because people need the token to burn up to get more staking rewards. And with the brands that are coming behind in the collections after Power Rangers, this is going to be a really big deal. If you want to get their whitelist is closed now, but they are opening up other groups to get you access to the second and third round mints, which the second round carries a 10% discount, and then it goes into public mint, but you'll get early access. And the last one is one of my favorites still, is Avark Saga. The mini game is on fire. We've got a ton of people playing it. The rewards are pretty intense, or pretty impressive. And they're building up the armor, the weapons, the things that you're going to need in game for the full game launch later this year. So there's an earning potential there on the assets. They've got a liquid market for their NFTs. And there's staking. If you own the Avarix, you can go in and get your staking rewards. One thing that we're launching at our firm, which is results.io, is a promotions telegram. So it's a telegram group that you can go to, and it'll list all the projects that we're working on and what they're looking for. So for example, if you are a streamer in the Minecraft space or the gamer space, and you've got an audience of gamers, I can get you paid to promote gaming. This would give you an opportunity to build your audience, but also use your audience to create income streams for you by talking about the projects or the products that we're working on. I'm putting it on this call because it's a big part of our business. And we recently launched that Telegram, and it gives you, right now, it just talks about the rules. We're getting ready to post our first weekly needs list. And it's kind of like Promoters Alpha. If you are an influencer, a promoter, a KOL, a content creator, if you create stickers and memes, there's going to be a lot of different opportunities for you in there to earn that will allow you to put more money in your pocket every month. And it helps us grow our projects while working with you to grow your income. So you want to check that out, Jordan. Thank you for dropping that in there. You're going to see more announcements coming soon on this. But now would be the time to join that Telegram and keep an eye out for what we're going to be posting. So I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to rant about the markets at the beginning of the call. I am kind of floating through now looking for questions because I was not on the right. Let's see here. Excuse me. Get double volume for a second. Okay. If you have any questions, now would be the time to drop them. I'd be happy to answer anything. It can be about our alpha. It can be about our macro market conversation. It can be about the NFT market, NFT projects. And get logged into every place where there might potentially be questions. If you don't have a gaming computer, I wonder if Shadow PC will work. That I do not know. Mostly because I don't know what Shadow PC is. Craig Andrew, hi. Well, hello there. All right, that's there, that's there, that's there. Don't think that I'm missing any questions anywhere. All right, super excited. In about 20 minutes, we are doing a call with Monkey Kingdom. And even though we failed to announce it, we've got a couple really special Gen 3 3D Metaverse monkeys whitelist spots. And I know that I just talked about that, like, whitelist alpha needs to change. These guys and gals are changing it. It's going to be pretty interesting. So I'll see you in 20 minutes. Peace.